Should just sit down and have like a little binge. Watch that. Whoa! Mighty Thor jumping down into my legs. She's a little spicy. Watch out for her. Hello everyone. Hello there. Welcome to the stream. We are live. I think everything is good. I don't know if you can hear this music. I'm just gonna turn it up a tiny bit. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you can. Okay, it's like quiet. That's what I want. I just want it to be like little in the background. We're listening to Lo-Fi Girl, by the way. Make sure you go over to Lo-Fi Girl on YouTube. Give them a follow. Check them out on Spotify. Really awesome if you are like me and you love lo-fi beats to work to. I'm back. I'm Madeline Pryor. I'm back with the black lipstick. Today we're going to be building some Legos. I'm excited. If you're joining me here live on Twitch, thank you. If you're joining me on YouTube in the VOD, thank you. Also, if you ever want to join me live and be these cool people in chat, Rapala, Michael, what's up? You can do that over at twitch.tv/vampx13. It's a good time, friends. You should come hang out with me. We do cool stuff. We do some cool stuff, and it's a good time. So, yes. That's what we're doing today. We're back. Fang Gang, yes. We're going to be building this today. This is the goat boat. We're going to be finishing it. And I took pictures before we did this so I can have a cool thumb. So if you're watching this on Twitch or on YouTube and you click because you were like, this looks cool. I made that before. Look at me. I'm trying to do stuff and make things look good. Also, if you want a cool glass like this is from my merch shop. I have lots of cool stuff with this logo on it that my best friend Jen made for me. She's an amazing artist. You should go check it out. Also, for those that don't know, I'm dressed as Madeline Pryor, who is Jean Grey's evil clone. Not so evil right now, actually, in the comics. Actually kind of turning over a new leaf. Current ruler of Limbo. She's a pretty cool lady. So that's who we're dressed as. Not Raven, which many people have guessed, but no, not DC's Raven. Although I would love to do a Raven cosplay at some point. But I also need to do a Zatanna cosplay. I need to do a lot of cosplays. This is why I said you need to be Jean. Oh, thank you, Rapala. I don't know if the MCU hears you, but I hope they do. I would love to be Jean Grey. Or Maddie, or both, obviously, would be, I mean, makes the most sense if we're doing, you know, an Inferno vibe. Which, you know what's interesting? I feel like everyone's done Dark Phoenix, but, like, we've never done Inferno in the movies, you know? How come? I feel like Inferno is a great story. It's so cool. It's so weird, but, like, in a good way. You know what I mean? I'm really sweaty again, friends, because I'm wearing these leg things. I can't show you without getting up. I don't really want to get up. But yeah, I'm wearing the leg things, and it's really warm. This is what we're working with. Yeah, I'm wearing the thigh high. They're not really like boots. They're like leggings. They're PVC, so they're very warm. PVC is very warm to wear. So this is what we're building today. This is what we got so far. I think it looks pretty good. We got all the friends on there. We got Korg, who's on the one side with his little staff, and we got Thor. We've got Mighty Thor, and we have Gore. I just was holding Mighty Thor in my hand, so I put them on backwards, but let's get them back into the fight, shall we? So obviously Mighty Thor, she's got Mjolnir. And Thor has, I think, Stormbreaker. Beta Ray Bill's hammer, technically, I think, in the comics, but MCU, baby. We got our own thing. Before we open 5, actually, let me just get this opened so we can see what we're doing. I feel like we're not this... Oh, wait, maybe we are this far ahead. Wait. Oh, yeah, this is what we did last time. Oh, okay. We don't have that much. All right, I'm going to move this boat over here, I think. Or should we start... I'm going to start the time-lapse with the boat here. I'm going to try to do this time-lapse. I'm so bad because I get so chatty, but hopefully it'll be pretty good. Starting with this boat. I feel like 30 times is so fast. But Hopefully it's not too fast. We're gonna sort some pieces. Y'all can watch some of this. Ooh, this was like in a video I just watched. This piece. It was in a different video I just watched. Hope y'all like Wanda as well. I figured I'd roll out a mat for us to build on just so it is a little easier to see. I feel like when we actually have the boat in here, it looks like it's like in a sea of blood. Cosmic blood. So that's an interesting thing. These are technically two different pieces, I guess. Let's put all the beige ones over here. And then we'll go gray, and then we'll go red. Yeah, German is fun. You know, it's just a fun language, I think. It's just a good time. And I don't know, I feel like it's like a little bit easier because it's just, you know, you're kind of just stacking words, which I like. But the ordering of the sentences is where I struggle. Yeah. I know you adore Wanda, Rapala. Don't we all? Does anyone here not adore Wanda? If you don't adore Wanda, who are you? What is your life like? Please tell me. And why don't you love her? My camera really does not like to stay focused. You notice that? It's like focusing every 2 seconds. I can't wait to get a DSLR. I feel like that's gonna like change my life for Lego building and just everything I do that's IRL. You never able to learn German, and you struggled with ancient Greek. Ancient Greek though, like Latin? What did they speak in ancient Greece? Latin? Are you learning Latin in school, Alex? That's pretty cool. I wish I was able to learn Latin. We didn't have Latin when I was in school, but I took a class that was called Ancient Civilizations, and it was like one of my favorite classes in high school, like ever. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being subscribed and continuing to be part of the famous fan gang. Good times. I also wonder if Scarlet Witch will get her own movie. I hope she does. I love Wanda. I just actually bought issue 4 of Wanda, which also, shameless plug for my schedule coming up. But, we have, because I'm going to be reading Scarlet Witch for Ruel and my show that we do over on his channel called Words on Wednesday. And I also found a really cool board game for us to play, so I'm excited. It's like about writing novels, but it's like a board game. Also, since you're into sci-fi fantasy stuff. Oh, nice. Nice. That's cool. What's your favorite figure that you've posted stuff of? Do you like you do builds and stories for them? Nice, nice. Do you what's the thing I was gonna ask? Do you do like poses for like scenes and stuff? Follow some pages where people do that. Thank you, Rapala, for plugging the merch. Welcome to the stream. Welcome back in. How you doing? What do I think about Wolverine coming back in Deadpool? Oh, I'm hyped for that. Yeah, are we not hyped for that? Is anyone not hyped for that? I feel like we're all hyped for that. Got these little bits, which I always like to wait and see if I actually have to sort the little bits, but then I find I always do. So let's just sort them now and get it. Then it'll be done. Then it'll be done. Oh, thank you, Wahuni. Yeah, I love this lipstick. It's actually one of my favorites. It's called Ciate Glitter Flip, which if y'all ever see these, if you wear lipstick or if you know someone that wears lipstick, love them. And apparently no one really likes them, but it's really cool because when you purse your lips together like that, there's glitter underneath that like comes to the top. So yeah, it's really cool. And all of the glitter flip ones are like that. Anyways, little makeup tips for me. Not much of a makeup connoisseur, but I do love playing with makeup. And I do love collecting all of the glitter flip lipsticks just because I love them. When I find something that I love, I'm always the person that's like, I need to get this in like every color. like every shade of this thing or every color of this t-shirt that I love. That's my vibe. There's a lot of red pieces. In this set. Also, what do y'all think of this setup where we switch cameras as opposed to having both on the screen at the same time? Do you like it? Are you a fan of it? I like it. I think it's cleaner, but this was a Uptown Duck suggestion, and I think it was a good suggestion. But I'm just curious. Put these up here. Oh, shoot. See, I already got these over here. I'm not really using this much. I'm not using this space. Let's move this stuff over here. A top 10 Lego build. Oh, I would love that. I'm not in charge of the content that we do on Nerd, so that probably wouldn't happen, but I would love to do a top 10 Lego build list or do something about Legos. They're so much fun. But yeah, I don't know. I could always suggest to the powers that be, and maybe. I've been trying to get MA to do a board game channel for a while. I think that would be really cool. I don't know if you all noticed, have these board games over here. There's board games in this thing here. There's board games behind me also. Well, over there. There's board games in the back. Boop. And that's not all my board games. I got more. I got a lot more. So, I would love to do that, but we're not there yet. Maybe I want to do a series on my channel where I just start going through all my board games and kind of trying to decide what I want to keep and get rid of, because it's getting a little ridiculous. I maybe have too many board games. I am sitting on board games, Michael, right now. They're holding me up. How did you know? Did I play all? Oh, goodness. I've definitely not played all of the board games that I own right now. No. I've played most of the board games that I own. I hope. But there's a lot that are still in shrink that I still want to play. I own over 200 probably at this point. I haven't counted in a while. But I've played most of them, at least once. But, you know, it'd be nice to, like, actually have a collection of games that, you know, I don't just play them once. Like, I've played them all multiple times. I think that's the thing to me that, yeah. Build a board game castle. That would be great. I was joking, actually, to my partner's parents that when we instead of buying a house, we should just build a house out of my board games and we could live in that. Between our board game and comic book collections, I'm pretty sure we could build some kind of structure. However, the board games if the board games are still in shrink, actually, they wouldn't get that damaged. But, yeah. That is the only downside. Do I have a favorite one? Typically when people ask me that, because that's like, I mean, it really depends on like what category and like the day of the week and like just what I'm feeling at the time. I usually just say Deep Sea Adventure, which is one of my favorites of all time. It is a sort of take that game. It's just a roll a die, move a guy. So you roll a little die, you move them across a board, and you are deep sea divers basically competing to get the most treasure is the idea. I love it, and it's from a company that I love that is called Oink Games. They are based in Tokyo, and they do a lot of very tiny box games, so like they're really, really small. If I get up at some point, maybe I'll go grab it so I can show you guys. But yeah. Yeah, it's super fun, and it's super easy to play, so no matter what level of board gamer you are or your friends are, you can get like everyone invested. But also lately, I've probably been playing a lot of... It's over there, but it's at the top. I've been playing a lot of Gudetama. Gudetama is a card game, and it's sort of a trick-taking game where instead of trying to win tricks, you're trying to lose the tricks. And trick-taking is basically like if you've played euchre, where you basically are just like playing cards to follow suits and stuff like that. That's what trick-taking is for people that aren't familiar with that term. But yeah, it's really fun. It's based on the egg mascot of the same name, Gudetama. And so the goal is you're trying to become the laziest egg, which I really love. I think we've sorted everything, so we can now start actually building stuff, which is pretty cool. Clue is your favorite, even though you have the phone game. Oh, I don't know about the phone game. Clue is one of my favorite classic games. It's really great. Wait, am I supposed to have some sort of... Huh? It's supposed to be like a big piece. I don't... Is it in here? Oh, there it is. I was like, I don't have that. Where is that thing? First thing they say, you need this piece. You know what I mean? And I'm like, nope, I don't understand. But it was just in the box, so it's all good. It came out in France. Okay, cool. Cool. French Clue. I'll have to look that one up. I would love that. I mean, as I said, my French is not, like, amazing, but I could probably still figure it out even if I had French rules. Or I could always look up a translation of the rules to play the phone version. I love Clue, so. How did I miss that? I know, Game Roots, right? I need this. Gothmock, I see you lurking. Thank you so much for lurking. Okay, no, they're just like, you're supposed to have this piece and 5. We got it. Thumbs up. So... I'll just move everything a little bit so I can make some room, I think. Hopefully we're securing some of the pieces on this boat, because this boat has been a little bit flimsier than I would like right now. So we're going to take some of the little caps and put them on. Wait, what? What? Wait, what? I put these on the wrong spot. Oops. These little guys actually have to go down here. Also, do you guys want a zoomed in view of the Legos at this point, or is this a good view for you for Legos? Do we like it zoomed in or zoomed out? What is the preference in chat? See, this is what I'm talking about. These things, these always fall off, and it drives me insane. I have to fix it every 2 seconds. But it's fine. It's totally fine. So fine. You wouldn't even know that I'm freaking out right now. Looks good? Alright, so we like it more zoomed out is cool. Alright. If you guys want me to zoom in at any point, let me know. I'm just gonna... Oh, gosh. This is brutal. This build. This part of the build. I don't like this part. I'm excited for whatever comes next. I want us to use the big piece, because I feel like that's going to be like the middle of the boat. You know, like that's going to be there, and that's going to give us some stability. So I'm excited for when that comes on. I'm just going to leave this off for now, because it honestly is just such a nightmare anyways. The other ones will probably come off, to be honest. But it's fine. The red Legos, yeah, I know. The red Legos are, like, basically all blended in for sure. Literally pulled this thinking, oh, this will be good because it'll help us to see the Legos better. And, of course, what do I pull? So many red Legos. But I think you can still see them pretty well, so I don't think it's so bad. Also, thank you, Nightbot, for shouting out my wish list and my socials. So we added these. So now I need one of these. And I need one of these. We're going to put this on here. Like so. That's something. We're going to clip this. Oh, this is, now we're getting the boats. We're going to do that 4 times because these guys are supposed to go on the sides here. And we're starting to build basically the ridge, the side of the boats. which I am super here for, personally. Give me more stability, please. Please, goodness. I need it. It's been wild. No worries, Crazy Sith. I appreciate you saying that. We don't always have to agree. That's okay. We can agree to disagree, you know? It's all dependent on what you're reading, I find, as to what your thoughts are on comics. Which is the beauty. It's the beauty of literature, you know? We can also just have different opinions in general on the literature. Did I put these on the wrong way? I did, didn't I? Oh, Amanda, you fool. You Goblin Queen fool, you. Garchomp needs a comic. Oh my goodness. You know who needs a comic? Wreck Rap. Give me the Wreck Rap comic. I'm ready. That's a character I'd love to see. Whoop. Wait, did this one already come off? Didn't I put it on? Already things are falling off this boat. Ow. There we go. Oh, I'm only supposed to do that 4... Yeah, I already did it 4 times. Okay. I was like, uh-oh, did I build too many? I did not. We are good. Hitmonkey does need more comics. Yo, I still have to finish watching the Hitmonkey show. I only watched the first few episodes of that. I gotta do that. I think I finished watching MODOK. I still have to watch Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. There's too many good things to watch. It's like a problem. I was so excited for that Hitmonkey show when it came out, and then it came out, and then I was just like, I think, distracted by a bunch of other things. Should just sit down and have like a little binge watch of that. Whoa! Mighty Thor jumping down into my legs. She's a little spicy. Watch out for her. Have I finished Invincible? Season 1? Yes, I have. You want to see a John Wick comic? Well, they don't have a John Wick comic, but they do have a comic called Berserker, which is actually co-written by Keanu Reeves. It's Matt Kint and Keanu Reeves. And I've heard it's quite good. And I have a friend that's friends with Matt Kint, and I met him, and he was really sweet. He was like a really nice guy. So I will say that. I need to read more Matt Kint stuff. That's what it made me think. At least I think Matt Kint was the one to co-write it. It was his. It was Bad Comics, I think, that did it. Matt Kint and Keanu Reeves. I probably should just put in Berserker writers. But yeah, that is one that I would recommend. And Rot Garney are the 3 people that created it, I think. Yeah, Ron Garney on art. Thank you. Thank you, Alex. You've seen that comic and you really enjoyed it. Well, that's good. That's good, Game Roots. I'm glad you enjoyed. Yeah, my partner was reading it and they said it was pretty good. But I have not read it yet. Okay, so now we're gonna take these pieces and we're gonna kind of just like put them on my favorite piece that I feel like is the most fragile. Wait. What? Oh. That's not how that works. How is that supposed to line up? It's saying that it's supposed to attach, like here, but there's obviously a very big gap. So I don't think that is going to happen. But I don't know. I don't know how they want me to do that. It looks like it's supposed to attach, but I feel like if I attach it, it'll be coming off of this piece. This is the thing where I still feel like I'm missing something here because these really don't like to stay on. These really don't like to stay on, these side pieces. What's up with that? Why is it like that? Okay, we're just going to leave it for now and hope for the best. Yeah, just going to hope for the best. How does it look on the box in the picture? That's a good question. We could check that. Let me just check on the front, actually. Yeah, it looks like they're fully connected. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to go one over. No. No, that can't be right. Maybe it's supposed to go like this. Hold on. Wait a minute. No, it's showing it. All right, I'm going to show you all what I'm seeing here. So here's what I see when I'm looking at the picture, right? So they want us to snap this piece onto basically one of the lips and then connect it to the rest of the boat. And you can see that's very clearly connected there, the red piece in the picture. When you look at the actual boat itself on the cover of the instruction manual, you will notice that it looks like there's a tiny little gap in it there for me. But I don't even know how that makes sense based with what they've given me here. So I'm just going to put it on, like, unless it's supposed to go this way? No. Maybe it'll become clearer as we go. I don't know. See what I mean? Like, this still doesn't look like it could ever connect here. Because if I lower it, then it's too low. Doesn't connect. If I raise it, there's still like a gap. Just started rereading Mutant Massacre. Nice. Nice. Chris Claremont is such an amazing writer. I agree. Good old Chris Claremont. Another fellow Canadian. Another Canadian. We love that. What if I just... No. That's not going to work. Like, maybe I'm supposed to pull this off is what I'm thinking. Oh. I noticed something. An inconsistency. What was going on for me when I last built this? I was in a different headspace as a human. We've come a long way, I think, in the time. Okay, this is going to be really hard now for me to put these on. I'm just going to... Yeah. So what I just realized that I did, I'm going to show you guys in a second, but I realized that I kind of put this piece on wrong, but now we should be good, I think. Oh, this is really... Okay, we got to take everyone off the boat. Everyone get off. I'm going to show you guys after what I did, but I missed something. And now I don't know how this is supposed to go on here. How old is this Lego build for? What is the age range on this? This has got to be an 8 and up or something. I feel like we put an extra piece somewhere. Because this seems not good. So I'm just going to take that off. Okay, yeah, now it fits. Now it fits. So, was this piece ever supposed to be here? I don't know. We got to retrace our steps a little bit. I'm just trying to find... This is where we built it. This is where it was built. The head of the ship. This is looking familiar. Where is the part that I'm looking for? It's in here somewhere. I'm inspiring you to cosplay? I love that. You should definitely cosplay. Everyone should cosplay. It's a good time. Okay, this is where we attached it. Oh, what? Well, wait, but how... Wait a minute. Oh, boy. Oh, boy, we made a mistake. Fixing mistakes is what we do, though. It's not the end of the world. It can be fixed. Oh, you mean in runes. Yeah, that's in runes. Yeah, runes is... It's, I always forget about it, and then someone brings it up, or I'm writing something, and I'm like, oh, yeah, runes would be good for this. And then I'm like, ooh, runes. It exists. That's a thing that happened. I think that's Warren Ellis, right? So there was something we put on the bottom, but I don't know when we did that. This is supposed to sit on the bottom, but they don't want this to be here. Like, I don't understand. Oh, it was supposed to connect to one of these pieces. Like this. Ah. I see. So, ugh. I'm in a... Ugh. Alright, let me get the separator too. Thank you, Young at Heart. I also love this costume. This is actually made by Black Myst Clothing. Really awesome. I will try to remember to put their information in the video description. I had this custom made. We designed it together in terms of what I wanted it to look like. Although obviously Black Myst Clothing did all of the awesome work. They're local. They're awesome. They're also just like really cool and nerdy. Like, I just love working with them. Okay, so that's there. This is supposed to be a totally different piece then. Okay, let me get my spare. Everything's... Oh gosh, I just knocked everything everywhere. Oh boy. Oh, bub. I hope I just messed up this one, because otherwise I don't know how I'm going to fix this. What is happening? I think that's good. We're gonna put this. Oh, I see. Okay. No, I don't see. What is happening with this? Why is this so hard for me to understand? This has broken my brain. Okay, we're gonna figure it out. We always figure it out, right? Right, guys? We always figure it out. So I believe in our capacity to do that here. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna fix this, and then we're gonna resume the build. But first we must fix this, because this is pretty wonky. Avengers Halloween Special 2018 is based off the Thing movie. Oh, okay. Is it a comic or it's a show? Like, what kind of special are we talking? I did see the new Ant-Man. Actually, if you go to my YouTube, I have a couple videos where I talk about my thoughts and feelings on it. I have an instant review that I did right after I got out with my first thoughts. That's non-spoilery. And then I released one that was all spoilers all the time. Dun dun dun. Yeah, you should check it out. This is supposed to go like under even this, isn't it? So I have to take this off too? Oh my gosh. How deep do we have to go? How did I mess this up so gloriously? It is gloriously messed up. Okay, we're fixing it. Let's do it. Let's fall in love. Okay. So we need to undo. Oh, I'm sorry, Mike. I didn't mean to hit you. We need to take these off for now. These can come off because they're kind of in the way. We're going to take off these pieces. Okay. I need these. So these can sit over here for now. These can all go into their own spot for now. Thank you, Game Roots. Thank you, Rapala. Thank you for believing. I believe. I think we got this. It's just, I need to do a little bit. Vincer, thank you so much for the $10 donation. Yeah, we just need to pull some of this stuff off, and then we should be good to go. Yeah, this one, too, I put a... Like, why did I do that? Why did... Am I looking at the wrong... No, I'm looking at the right piece. Well, this explains so much as to why, when I was on this before, I was like, it's so flimsy. Why is it so flimsy? Okay, so we got these ones off. Okay. Okay, well, now, hopefully we have the right pieces that we need to do the one side. Like, oh, I just don't know how that's ever supposed to do that. The way it wants me to connect it, like, does literally not make any sense. The problem that I'm having is that it's showing on the picture that this should be going this way. But then this can't connect to this piece. So that's the part that's killing me. Vincer, thank you so much. I will hydrate. I will. Well, you will be helping to fund probably the most expensive stream I have ever done. So I appreciate that. It seems like I thought these pieces were right, but they are not. But I don't see any spare ones in my bag. It's like I made like 4 mistakes in a row, and at no point did I question that. Definitely a god build because, of course, Thor. It definitely feels that way. I bet it's not, though. Let's see. What does it say on the box? Does it give me an age? 8 and up. It's an 8 and up. That's why. These 8-year-olds, they're so advanced. Their builds are so complex. Well, I think we figured it out. Okay. Okay, this is fixable. I see what we did. We got this. I know how to fix it now. Yeah, just I had these pieces were supposed to be on the opposite ends. And that's the thing. Anytime there's anything in the rules that's like, oh, we're going to flip this now or something like that, I'm always like, dude, could you just not flip things on me? Because I cannot think backwards. I don't know what it is. I don't know why my brain works or doesn't work that way, but it just does not work for me. So no wonder these things were falling off the side. These pieces, these were falling off the side because there was a mistake. I thought it was the build. I was blaming the build the whole time when I should have been looking inside myself. We're going to be here for a minute. But that's okay. I'm having fun, so it's basically the best. There should be another piece. I feel like I'm missing pieces. So I don't know if I use them somewhere else accidentally or what. But I don't have those pieces. Yeah, like this one doesn't even look like it has the right piece on it. I might have to build this from scratch. So this is obviously supposed to go on top of this. This is supposed to go underneath here. But it's not supposed to be like this. There's supposed to be a different piece on here. So that's why I'm like, I might need to just rebuild it. How do you feel about me just taking it apart, organizing it, and rebuilding it from scratch? Is that insane? That might be what we have to do here, because I feel like I'm missing pieces. Yeah, so these are the ones that I put on here. So that doesn't make sense. Yeah, I might have to take this apart completely. Do as you have to. You support it. All right. Okay, we might just start from scratch. Okay. Okay. That's disappointing. I'm disappointed in myself a little bit, but that's okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened. Like, just how? Let's get to separating. Sometimes you gotta restart to do it right, because sometimes we make mistakes. I can't believe it. I can't believe I'm gonna separate it. This is gonna mean that this series will probably be extended, so you'll get to watch me build more as the Goblin Queen, which I imagine people would actually be super excited about. So, yay! I'm gonna sort these as we put them away. I'm gonna stop my time lapse then, because there's obviously no way I could time lapse all of this. Could I? I mean, I guess I could. I guess I shouldn't have stopped it. All right, we're gonna keep going. This is part of the process sometimes. There's no shame. Where'd I put that separator? I can't even believe. Okay. There we go. I'm gonna have a lot more pieces in front of me. It's gonna be pretty wild over here. Wow. Well, I feel like this is actually probably more entertaining for people to watch my struggle. I thought, oh, this will be a breeze. What a goof. All right, you guys can watch me separate some things. In a way, I feel like taking apart Legos and reorganizing them is like just as therapeutic and relaxing to me. So that part of it is pretty good. That's true. That is the bright side. I just think it's kind of fun to watch people struggle. Like, not in a mean way. I'm just saying, you know, I mean, it's more, I guess because we all struggle, like you said, Rapala, it just helps ground us a little bit more in a story. I don't know what it is about struggle. When I was in college and I was studying to be a film and TV actor, one of the things that I actually had to, I'm very good at crying as an actor, so I can like cry on the spot. But I've never, that once I nailed that, my acting teachers were basically like, what if you did a scene and you try to get yourself to the point of crying, but you don't cry and you have to hold it back? And I was like, oh, that I could, I guess. And they were like, because to watch you want to cry, but you can't cry, they're like, that's the most human. Because when we cry, we usually are resistant of it as people, especially if we're in a situation where we're with someone in the room. So I thought that was like fascinating. I was like, wow, that's so cool. Whoa. I don't think I'm going to unbuild the heads, because I feel like the heads are probably okay. I'm going to keep some pieces that are somewhat constructed, I think. But yeah, I think that is true. I think it is very human to watch. There's something very humanizing about watching people struggle, because we all experience struggle at some point in our lives. It's part of being a human being, which is many things. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes you're like, dang it, I gotta rebuild this Lego set. You know what I mean? That's just being a human being. Anyways, this is my own mistake. So, obviously, it is what it is. This was my flub. I'm happy to have all of you amazing folks here with me. I gotta say, I'm having a lot of fun taking this Lego apart. It's actually pretty cool. I wish I didn't have to do it, but hey. At least it's a fun time. I should change this to like D-building in the title. We're going to be doing a Lego D-build, a Lego destruction. Now that sounds like we're going to like throw it on the floor and break it. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I wonder where that piece is. I still haven't really seen any others. Just have those two. Like, according to this, there's supposed to be 3 for each side. So I need to have at least 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. I need to have at least 12 of those pieces. Also, friends, the reason why I was late today was because I accidentally put... Do you remember when we did the stream where I came on and my eyes were watering? What was that? Was that when we played Dread? No, that was when we played a different... Maybe it was Fiasco or something, where I put a contact in my eye and I had it in cleaning fluid, which I didn't realize. That was like... has hydrochloric acid in it. And anyways, today I was cleaning my contacts. So I put it in the you remember Apollo? Cool. So I put it in the solution again, and I put it down. And then I realized when I was putting my lashes on today that I had put one of my pieces of the lashes. I had put like a little thing that was going in my eye, basically, on the counter where the hydrochloric acid had spilt a little when I was cleaning. And then I went to go put that on my eye. Not good. Not good. It was not a fun time. So my eye was very red for a while. All right. Boop. And that can go over there. So yeah, that was a minute. That was a moment in my life that was very painful. But I made it through. I don't even know how I'm going to take this one off. Ah. Does not want to come off. Well, maybe we'll just leave these together. They obviously don't want to be split up, and I respect that. So I'm going to let them just stay together. We'll try to deconstruct as much as we can. I'm sure I didn't get, like, everything wrong, so there'll just be some things that I'll reach for that I'll be like, oh, this is already attached because it's this thing. And what I really need to find is I just need to make sure I find, like, 12 of these pieces. Crazy Sith. Yeah, what got me into comics? Well, mainly my job at Nerd got me into the actual physical comics. Before that, I wasn't really an avid comic reader. I was more of a book reader, but I always loved superheroes ever since I was a little kid because I actually used to stay up late and watch the retro Spider-Man cartoon, if you can believe it. And that was one of my first exposures, I would say, to superheroes. I had this little TV in my room that was like a dial TV, if you remember the dial TVs, which, you know, if you were reading comics in the 80s, you probably remember the dial TVs. So I had one of those in my room, and I would watch the 60s Spider-Man cartoon, which came on late at night. And obviously I loved the 90s X-Men animated series. And then they did the X-Men movies, which I was a big fan of when I was at the time. And then, you know, we kind of got into everything with the MCU. So that was kind of how I was into comics in that way. But I always loved to read. I've always loved fantasy. I loved Lord of the Rings when I was a kid. I loved Harry Potter. I loved Series of Unfortunate Events. I loved Interview with the Vampire, the Anne Rice vampire novels. So I read a lot of, like, fantasy, like, supernatural, like, nerdy stuff as well in that respect. And when I was a teenager, I started playing D&D, and I've always been into video games. So it's kind of just, like, a multiple things, I feel like, that kind of got me into nerd culture. Like, I'd always been part of it, but I never really felt comfortable, like, just walking into a comic shop and buying a comic. Although I read Archie comics a lot when I was a kid. Every time we would go to the grocery store, you know, when you're going past all the snacks with my mom, she would, most kids would be like, you know, I want like a Snickers bar or whatever. I wanted the Archie comics, and I was like, get me the Double Digest. Yeah, Riverdale. No, I'm not as much into Riverdale, although I did try to watch, I watched like the first few seasons of Riverdale, so I did kind of try. But it got to a point where I was just like, yeah, I do not, I don't know, it's not vibing with me anymore, you know? I really wanted it to be good as an Archie fan. But yeah, classic Archie comics was what I was originally into. And I've seen, I think, up to like season 2 or maybe 3 of Riverdale. So I've seen some of it. But yes, so that's kind of how I got into everything. Like, that's kind of my nerd journey, I guess. I've always kind of been a nerd, basically. I mean, I'm a drama kid, you know? So, nerds, drama kids, we're kind of one and the same. I personally find. A lot of my friends that are actors are also, like, mega nerds in some capacity, so. But, yes. I hope that answers your question. Big reader thanks to comics. As a child, I had problems learning to read. Yeah. I mean, reading comics is really helpful with reading because it makes it very visual, right? So it makes sense if the words aren't connecting with you, maybe there's like a different type of medium that's that's best to communicate with you. Like, it's crazy to me that we live in a world where everyone thinks that like everyone can interact with every piece of media the same way or something. Like, everyone's so different, man. That's crazy to me. But anyway, so yeah, I was a big reader when I was a kid. Like, I started reading when I was probably like, I don't even know. Like, I was really young when I started reading, and like not just reading, like I would read big books as a kid. I loved to read. So I think that also kind of kept me more from comics when I was like a kid, because it was like I just wanted to read the text. I was so jazzed about that I never even thought as much about comics, other than obviously Archie. And then for me, it was like the intimidation of going into a shop and talking to someone. And as a person who I feel like is a mega nerd, I have also felt on the outside of sometimes stuff because people would like tell me I was a girl, so like I shouldn't be interested in these things. So it was the thing that I experienced. But at the same time, like, people are always like, oh, brothers, your brothers got you into this? And I'm like, I don't have any brothers. I just liked this stuff, and no one in my family said I couldn't. So these are just the things I was attracted to. I only recently started getting into Doctor Who. That's actually only been the past, like, 6 years. That was something I was late to the game to. Doctor Who is so good. Yeah, I mean, like, I never had a challenging time reading them once I got into them. Like, I have multiple bins of comics that I own at this point, and I read them avidly, obviously. But, so I'm into both, but yeah, I think just sometimes different mediums speak to people differently, you know? I don't know. Some people just prefer a book. They want to visualize themselves, I think. And yeah, it's weird. It's cool. I love that we all interact with things differently. I think that is pretty magical, actually. I still cannot believe that we are disassembling all of this. This is the most wild LEGO stream I've ever had. I'm having so much fun with you all. I wonder if it'll be faster to rebuild it, considering I've built it before. I don't know. I don't think that's how it works. But maybe. How did you get into Iron Man, Rapala? You didn't tell me that, I don't think. I don't think you've told me that. Oh my gosh. Sorting everything. Yeah, that's fair. The comics are your go-to. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really love, like, like, I don't think I could exist with, like, all forms of media. Like, I need all of them. You know what I mean? All of them are good. Like, I need movies. I need TV. I need comics. I need books at this point. I need, like, all of these things. And I'm just like, it's wild how much, how they're all so different, but they're all so, like, specific and wonderful in their own way. Oh boy, no. Gotta grab that. Hold on a second, friends. He gave you a bunch of old comics that he had, Sai? That's nice. Yeah, I think that was also the thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, no one ever, like, gave me a Marvel comic book to read. Like, if someone gave it to me as a kid, probably would have been super into it. But because, like, there was no one else in my life that was like, read this comic. You're gonna love it. Or anything like that. It was, Not really a thing that I knew. You know what I was super into, though, when I was younger? Manga. And it's funny now because people will be like, you should try manga. And I'm like, I have. That was a lot of my teenage years. Was I read a lot of manga. And I said, but now, not as much into the manga. But I still think it's cool. I mean, I kind of would like to get a little bit back into it. But with comics and then manga on top of it, it would be so much reading. I would never get to read a book. Oh, actually, I think you did tell me this story, Rapala. Yeah, we did talk about this. Because remember, we were talking about how we're both, like, heart problem kids, basically. Mine was undiagnosed for a long time, though. But, yeah, I remember we were talking about that. That's so cute. Like, I love that. What a great way to connect with a character. And it was so interesting because I remember when you told me that the first time, I was like, I never even, like, thought about that. Like, I've never even connected the fact that, like, Tony has heart problems, too, to my own story. But I'm just like, that is a thing that we share, Tony and I. I don't have a hole in my heart. That's not my thing. But I do also have heart problems, so I'm with you. What a cool story. Put that there. All right. We still got so many things to take apart and so many things to rebuild. What a moment we're having together. I appreciate you all being here with me and watching me take this apart. And not judging me for having to take it apart. You guys are all really awesome. Yeah, fair. That's the thing, Sai, too, you know? It's like, I always feel like, you know, reading a comic, like, and like, this is the thing I will say, kind of, not against digital, but that I think where physical comics can sometimes have a different vibe to them, is you reading a comic digitally or, you know, or whatever is one thing. But then when you actually move from that to you buy one and you've like collected it, there's just like a different sensation that you get that like that will insta hook you once you buy your own. I don't know. It's a collector thing, I think. And even though I'm so usually like anti the idea of like overly collecting comics, like I don't buy comics to collect them, I buy them to read. But I do love my collection of comics, even though they are well read and I'm not collecting them just to put them on a shelf. Anyways, I don't actually have a problem with collectors, as I am a person that also collects, but I just get frustrated when I go to the store and the shop and, you know, everybody's grabbed all this comic because this character came back and they don't care about the story. They just know it's super collectible. I'm like, now there's none for me to read. So that's my gripe. Is you say you are mostly into cartoons. Yeah, the 90s cartoons. I am with you. I am with you. I got you. That's me. Well, all the cartoons, really. You gave up your comic collection. Wow, that's wild. Why'd you give up your comic collection? Did you just have too many? Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad that they got put to good use. You're able to help to continue to bring more awesome folks into the fold. Always a good time. This one is there's like lots of tiny pieces here. More snacks. Yeah, these are like... Well, I might just leave these because I feel like they're going to be really hard to pull apart. When it's too hard to pull apart, we just surrender to that. No way to get them to where I moved. Oh, no. That's such a bummer. That's such a bummer. Man. I love my partner, but if for us to get married, I had to go somewhere and give up all of my comics because I was moving. I don't know. I don't know if I could do that. I mean, we'd probably both be boned, though, like, at this point, like, because we both have massive comic collections. So we both have to give them up if we had to go somewhere else. Or one of us would if we had to move to where the other was, in our scenario. Just start a new one, I guess. Did you start a new one, Crazy Sith? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'd probably do after. It'd be like, time to make up all the ones I lost. There's a lot of good stuff going on right now in comics. Woo. This thing is really weird to take apart. No, but you've kept up with everything digitally. All right. Well, that's a good way to do it, too. I mean, the nice thing about digital comics, and there's a lot of people, too, that will be like, Amanda, is it digital or physical? And I'm like, I mean, both, ideally. Both, I think, is good. But people will be like, I can't believe you like digital comics. And I'm like, dude, digital comics save you space, though. They allow me to really be able to focus on collecting the ones that I really want. Because... and still support the comic. But yeah, I also read through the Marvel Unlimited app, which I love, which a lot of people that I've turned on to that app. It's really good. Access to a lot of comics. That's where I first read Dazzler, actually, and I'm now a massive Dazzler fan. So thank you, Marvel Unlimited, for getting me into the fun that is Allison Blair. Yeah, these are stubborn pieces a little bit. Whoop. You tried to fall, but I said no. No. Not today. There we go. I think we've almost taken it all apart, though. So there's that. I still do not have enough of these pieces. Like, that's 2 of them. Like, I'm supposed to have a bunch of those then. I think. Yeah, I don't understand. I guess we'll see what happens. If I'm doing that on every side. Maybe I'm not doing it on every side, but I feel like I must be. But we'll just see. We'll just see if we can... There's definitely a few things wrong, so this is definitely the right move here. There's this one last part. And then we're good to start pretty much rebuilding everything. All right, happy working. See you again in a bit. I don't know if that's actually the best way to take that apart. Let's maybe go this way. Well, maybe not. Might be getting to a place where I can no longer take this apart. Oh yeah, this is the part that had that through it. Okay. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's coming apart slowly but surely. Okay, maybe not that piece. That might be once again the piece that we need to kind of leave it intact. It's too tiny. I feel like I'm gonna hurt my fingers trying to take that one apart. Oh, so close. We'll just leave that. I think there's only those few pieces for that one. Dang it. Why can't I? Just pull it with my fingers. So there's a lot of these, but not a lot of these. I need a lot of these. I'm pretty sure I need 3. Based on what I'm looking at here for each corner of the boat. Guess that's the only one. Alright. Well, we've mostly taken it all apart, other than, oh yeah, this piece. And now we can rebuild. Hello, evil webline. Welcome to me taking apart everything because I made a mistake. Is it possible? It is possible. I mean, it is possible. And if that's the case, I know where to go. I can go to the Lego store and get some replacement pieces. So, it's possible. Like, unless I have more spare pieces, I should look. I should look and see. Let me just... I think I have a spare pieces bag in here. No. Let me just check my Doctor Strange and see. I have a Doctor Strange box that has all my spare pieces in it. I realize with saying Doctor Strange, I'm going to go check Doctor Strange. Does not make sense unless you have the context of it's a box. I don't see any other stuff in here. That's it. The spare pieces bag that I have that I kind of spread everywhere over here. I'm just gonna actually get in here and grab it for a second. And I don't see any of those other pieces though, so I think that's A negative. I might be missing pieces. But I find every time I think I'm missing pieces, I'm not. So that's why I really thought, like, oh, like, I'm sure I'll find it, and I just put it in a weird spot. But no.